Alright, let's stick these little fellers in, huh? Okay, now always remember, aluminum one, intake side. Steel one, exhaust side. Okay? Always remember that. You've got to put them in the right place. So your exhaust valve is up here, so that's where the steel one would go. Your intake valve is down below. You can't see past this plate, but this intake runner takes a southward trip there. So you have a little guide here, and I always flip them over. When I put them in, I'll flip them end to end. You can see where the guide will do a little bit of wear on it. You can see it better on the aluminum one. Right there. I just flip them around and put the other end down. They are the same either direction. And when you put them in, there's a little saddle at the base. You have to make sure you get them in there. Because if you don't, your engine obviously is not going to work. So I use my flashlight when I get in. I stuff that little sucker in there. Now I need to take it out because the steel one goes there. Ha ha! How about that? Got that camera really close. Alright, look in place. In place. Now when we remove, or loosen rather, the valves, you need a T20 Torx and a 10mm bolt. The center here is what takes the Torx, and that locks it down, okay? And when I'm loosening them up, I just grab a regular old ordinary ratchet. But when I am setting valves, I will use a little breaker bar. That way I can loosen and tighten as I need. And I also use, instead of a ratcheting, I will use a fixed box pin ratchet. Like so. It just makes it easier. You have better control. And of course, we need these guys. It is 5 exhaust, 6 to 7, or excuse me, 5 intake, 6 to 7 exhaust for heat expansion. And they are easy enough to set. Make sure that you have your tappet caps on there. You'll have things loosened up enough so that you can set it in place and run it down just to hold them in place. And we need to put the engine at top dead center on the compression stroke. So how do we do that? Well, we roll the engine over. Get things out of the way. Okay. Hang on, folks. This will be the long clip in the video, I'm guessing, since I'm already up to 4 minutes and I haven't even really done anything yet. We're going to rotate the engine over, and this time I'm digging. I always keep a wooden dowel handy, but it's hidden. There you are. Instead of using a screwdriver this time, I'm just going to use a wooden dowel as to not do any damage to the cylinder. Okay, I've got it at top dead center right now, and I've just passed the magnets. I'm going to go ahead and set, but you can use the wooden dowel that you see moving in and out here in the spark plug hole to bring your piston up to top dead center. You know you're on the compression stroke. When you run around, first is the intake stroke. That's where your exhaust valve won't move. And the compression stroke is where the exhaust valve starts to open after top dead center. So then you'll just back it up, get it directly on top dead center using your wooden dowel, and then bring it a 1/4 inch past. Okay, so I'm right at top dead center right now. A 1/4 inch past just means rotate the flywheel just a 1/4 inch, just a tiny bit. And now we will commence to setting. So you'll set your wrench on there, and you'll set your torques on there. Then you get your necessary gauge out. We're going to go with, whoops, I need a 5 for the intake. There's a 5, high 5, high 5, high 5. Okay. That figures. And I'm just gently tightening until I've got the right amount of resistance here. Right about there's good. And then we come in and we lock it down. Now when you lock it down, you're going to want to check it again, because a lot of times it will stretch and pull and you'll wind up with too loose a valve. And you don't want too loose a valve, and you don't want too tight a valve. I keep hitting the camera because it is really close. Alright. Lock that down. See, now I'm too loose. So I need to come up. I need to tighten this nut just a little bit. Come back and do it again. Loose again. I think I've done one of these valve adjustments before. I don't know how much my hand's in the way. Whoops. No, go back that way. Thank you. Okay. There we go. We've got good resistance on that, so we're calling that one good, and it's locked down good and tight. And here we go fetch our wrench. Come out of there, wrench. Hello, wrench. High 5, wrench. Alright, now we need our, I'm going to go with 7. Got our 7/1000s. Tighten it till it holds it. Need to tighten that down a little bit too so that stays put. Yeah, phone, you're just going to have to wait. Sorry. Okay. Now again, we will get this to where it's just about tight. Right there. And I'm going to loosen it just a little bit because I over tightened it. You almost need 3 hands to do this. Get on there and stay on there. Tighten. Let's see what we got. Oh, I got lucky. I got that one right on that time. Okay, sweet. Now, what we need to do, come out of there, is a quick compression check, and also to watch the valves and make sure our compression release does what it's supposed to do, and make sure we've got good compression overall. So we can do that right now. Let's set that up. I'll move the camera back a little bit, and let's crank her over. You ready? Let's see what we get. And contact. 150. 155, and that's with the compression release. I'm saying this motor's going to start. What do you think? We'll get the valve cover on and give her a quick check. So hold on. Alright, let's see what we got here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Get it buttoned back up, back over to the owner. I just picked this up 2 hours ago. Had a lot of people that when I do repairs, if I can get to them right away, they're just dumbfounded. They're like, really? I'm like, well, yeah. And we take it to any other repair shop, well, it's in there for a week or two. So, well, I'm not technically a repair shop. I am a hobbyist. This is just what I do. So Don was kind of dumbfounded that I had just picked it up and already knew what was wrong with it, but he's probably going to be even more dumbfounded when I tell him it's done and back in his driveway. Alright, that wraps up this quick little repair and also solves the mystery of why this engine had zero compression. That exhaust valve seat, I will peen that exhaust valve seat in and hang on to that head for one of my own engines. I will mark it as such so that I'm sure I don't put it on somebody else's. But there we have it. It's got himself a nice clean purdy head, running good, came off the exact same model engine, so ought to give him a few more years of good life. That's it. Zippo later. If you guys like this, please do me a solid. Take a quick second out of your day. Hit that thumbs up button for me. Thanks. I'm out. Hey gang, I just wanted to insert this. After the first startup, changing the head, adjusting the valves, do a startup, pull the valve cover back off, readjust your valves just to make sure that they didn't float out of adjustment. Let it run for a few minutes. That's what I did, and they had gone out of adjustment, so I made a second adjustment. I just want to let you guys know, don't take the first adjustment as gospel, as being fine. Go back, do it a second time just to make sure that everything seats into place good and that you're golden. So that job's done. Time for me to eat my lunch.